Have you ever noticed that wellness influencers will present their professional credentials and whatever connections they have to respected institutions before they mention any disclaimers? You know, that warning they use to disconnect their content from their professional lives and those institutional connections that were so important to mention up front? Well, it's likely intentional that the disclaimer is mentioned later, because unless it's the first bit of information we process before we see or hear those credentials, we don't give the disclaimer the same weight of importance as we do those credentials. And that is because the sequence in which we are exposed to information matters to our fast System 1 thinking process. It's a bias called the irrational primacy effect, and it's a mental shortcut we take that's intended to make information processing more efficient, but it also leaves us vulnerable to judgment errors. In this case, it could be automatically trusting that the information that follows will be valid and safe because we are anchoring that information to the influencer's credentials, without also tempering it with the warning in the disclaimer. This can lead us to automatically accepting and spreading potentially misleading information. So, since the order of information is important to reducing errors and fast judgments, try taking control of the sequence of information you are being fed. Before you consume wellness information or any advice on any platform, recite your own disclaimer. Here's one to help you out. Nothing I'm about to see or hear has been fact-checked or audited for accuracy or scientific rigor by this influencer's peers or employer or any regulatory board. Proceed with caution and validate any claim or advice before acting on it. Post-information consumption reflection also appears to be important to reducing errors in judgment, so I recommend reading your disclaimer again in past tense after engaging in wellness influencer content. The goal is to anchor your awareness before and after you get swept up in the deluge of wellness information. I can't guarantee it will always work, but based on the irrational primacy effect, it's worth a try. For more on biases, heuristics, schemas, and logical fallacies that hijack our fast information processing system when engaging with wellness influencers, check out my channel playlist.